Give me 1 second. I'll be right there. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. What's been going on with y'all? Today is just grounded. I wanted to do a video because I have not been on here for a long, long time. I put up that video to support Kyrie, but I haven't been really dealing with the YouTube channel for a minute. So, update, me and my husband are no longer homeless. We've been in a place for almost 2 months now. So we're doing okay now. And I have not been on YouTube simply because I've been back at it in the shop. So that's what's been going on with me. He might come in here loud from work, so I might have to press the mic. I'm gonna mute the mic. But anyway, I've been really working on artifacts lately. So I've done my fix this phone. I might let y'all see some stuff. I don't know. I made some artifacts and they are really powerful. And I've been really trying to figure out how I'm supposed to give this to the right person. Who's the right person to have it? How much I should sell it for? How do I determine if it's in the right hands or not? Like, I've been really stressing out about this because y'all know me. And I'm always worried about the stuff that I create, who's getting it. So this has kind of had me stumped. But I've been woken up out of my sleep for a few months now with them telling me to do this. So I made it. I made several of them. And one of them is a Stargate. So okay, a Stargate is like really big with that thing that go around like in a circle. Maybe I should put it more like those time travelers. When the time travelers, they kind of step into like the medicine cabinet or the mirror in the bedroom. It's like a mirror that they step through. So maybe I should say like the time machine then rather than the Stargate. Anyway, I'm currently working on an accessible portal that you can get to where you need to go. I'm working on that. I have already completed. Oh, what did my girlfriend say that shit was? Because I be saying communication tower just because like you can communicate with a higher level of energy, but it's not like a tower, like a building. It's probably put a picture on there. It's just snowing outside, so I can't really go outside and show y'all this. But anyway, uh, it's quite lovely. And I was thinking about the Vatican, and I was thinking about the basement in the Vatican. And I started to pull energy from there. And I started to just smell around the basement and see what kind of energy I could smell. Once I was able to go through the different energies I was smelling at the Vatican, that's when I came up with this particular artifact that I made. So I'm guessing that they have an artifact in their basement that is similar to what I made. Now, I am not Catholic, never been Catholic, never been to the Vatican, never been to the highest Catholic church in this country. So I don't know. I don't know what their artifacts look like. All I know is I smelt their basement and the artifacts that they have in there hidden. And since I've smelt the energy there, I've been able to pull memories. Now, I have been still giving y'all instructions, even though I haven't been doing a video. So y'all should be able to do these things that I'm saying I've done now. Because the bulk of y'all have been completely activated. So I shouldn't be saying anything weird or unusual. Now, with a different energy sense, I'm also working on an artifact where you can go in. Always remember, I work for my ancestors. So I don't be knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. All I know is the shit be working. So I'm working on this thing, and it looks like a box. And you can put in this world in the box, and you can take out another world out of the box as long as the bloodline uh, connects. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I keep hearing the in between, the in between. So I'm making a box that can in between. What the fuck are y'all talking about? That don't even make sense. Whatever. Y'all even know what I'm talking about or you don't. So everything that I just said I'm making, that's already what the Vatican has already stolen from us and they have hidden in that basement. So I know that they're listening to my channel and watching me and shit through this phone. So you know what I'm talking about. I would love to know what stuff y'all been making, what y'all been working on. If anybody want to comment in here, let me know what y'all been working on. because the magic is like ever flowing right now. I could feel that shit in my uterus. I could feel it in my hands. My hands be on fire. There's really nothing you can't do right now. So, what have y'all been working on? So, if nobody's working on any magic, I'm going to move on to my next topic. But as far as me, what I've been doing while my husband is back in the matrix working, I've been just creating so much. Hey, Dwayne. Bet. That's what's up. The closer you get back to yourself, the easier the magic will flow. I came in this apartment and I was like, I didn't really care about nothing else. I just needed to start working and creating, and I have made some stuff. So I'm still making my regular. I'm so glad that everything is going in your favor now, Dwayne, because you are definitely worth it. You are worth remembering who you are. It's hard for somebody to tell you who you are and you to believe it if you don't believe in yourself. That's why I've been sticking with you all this time, because I know who you are. Me and my husband have always known who you are. And I'm glad that you have a clear mind now to see it. What's up, Dreamer? How are you? I really want to know what kind of magic y'all been doing. Um, it's hard to stay in this world when you are alone in it. I've been blessed to I've been blessed to come across human beings on this planet since our situation who are on the same level as us. And I think we needed to be stripped of everything so that we can go out and meet these people. There's this one woman that we met, and she's so special. She is like, if you walk up to her, she know you. She just know. I'll put any one of my objects in front of her and she'll know exactly what it is, what it's for, who should have it. It's like so amazing to see somebody who just very recently came into her awakening, and she is on point about everything. I had her hold on to one of my artifacts that I made because I didn't want to damage it in the car while I was living in my car, and um, she took care of it. She was able to see inside of these grids how many things I have trapped in there. So I did not know that I was trapping niggas in that. I just know that I needed to have that for something important. And she had to release some shit and get it out of there for me. But she's on point. Like, she really cleans up my mess. Like, I'll be doing spells by accident and I'll have some shit attached to me and she'll be telling me how to go close the door because my dumb ass left something in there again. So, I mean, she's really young. She's like 28. So I'm just really impressed by her. And she just recently took a journey that made her even more powerful than what she is now. And I think we need to talk about each other. We need to tell stories about other people that we know that we've met and what their superpowers are and shit, so that we can start being more comfortable in what's happening to us. Yeah, Dwayne, tell me about it off of this for um I'm not doing the mushrooms right now for as far as selling them or giving journeys or whatever. I'm going to be off of that for the next couple of months because I am moving towards litigation now, and I have to focus my attention on these 3 lawsuits that I currently have going, that I'm the attorney in record on. So now I'm gonna move this conversation over to politics. So over the last year, we've told y'all that we have been researching the Uniform Commercial Codes and all the things that we've learned, just reading. So like every time you're trying to read a code for one thing, another code inside of a code appears inside of that, and then you have to read that, and inside of these codes, inside of the codes that's inside of other codes, is your freedom. Is your freedom. Like the fact that, let's talk about my son. Y'all know that my son has been dealing with bipolar for the longest because he has a brain injury. And so let me try to speed this up. He had like 4 cases with the state or the city, however you do that. 4 cases with him. He has a public defender that he's actually paying this bitch money, paying her to be his public defender. And so we go to meet with the public defender the day before. I said public defender the day before his trial. And she tells him, so just be prepared that tomorrow you will be going to jail for a minimum of 18 months. A minimum of 18 months. He was looking at 5 years on one case, 18 months on 2 other cases, and 36 months on other case, and they wanted him to serve the cases. I don't know how you call that, but do one case for 5 years, then when that end, go to do your another case or whatever that bullshit is. So they was basically trying to play my son. Now, because I read these codes, I know that you can represent your offspring as a next of friend, as a spiritual spiritual advisor, I think. So next of friend, spiritual advisor, or power of attorney. So I got power of attorney over my son before I went into this meeting. So I goes into this meeting with this lawyer. She's telling my son all this shit. My son's getting upset. And I said, babe, I need you to not get upset and let me handle this shit. So he goes to the bathroom, he comes back, he sits down, he's calm. And I says to her, can I see your notes on the ADA advocate for every one of my son's cases? And this dingbat with a bar degree license, whatever, says to me, what is that? What do you mean, sweetheart? What is that? She said, I've never heard of an ADA advocate. I said, my son has a disability. It is all in your paperwork. Every cop in this city knows my son. That's why he's not been haunted by these cops and hurt. Do you have anything in your notes saying that my son has bipolar? She says, yes, it's all over here. I said, so when somebody has a disability and they're being charged with any kind of crime, they have to have an advocate that represents them with the police and the lawyers. Because if they have a disability, there's a 90% chance they don't understand what the fuck is going on. So you missed me with that one. This bitch is texting her boss, and her boss said, yeah, ADA advocate for people with disabilities. We have an organization in Littleton, Colorado, some shit 2 hours from here. And she goes, And I said, okay, I'm gonna let that one slide. I said, can you give me a copy of the original charge sheet for my son? She was like, oh, I do have that. All excited, right? All excited. So she starts reading the fucking charges to me. I said, honey, I said the original charge sheet. Our original charge sheet is a money sheet. It ain't about no words on there. She said, what do you mean? I said, every court case is a taxable event. So in order to pay the taxes on there, you have to have a charge. She ain't know what I was talking about. That's number 2. I said, okay. I said, can you give me a certified copy of the 1099-A's that was filed on my son's case since its conception in 2020? She said, what is a 1099? I said, can you show me the investigative report on this case since its inception? There was not one investigation done on my son's case. Not one. Not one. Not one investigator going out to see if what my son said was true. Not one. This case has been going on for 2 years, and there's not been one person that has investigated my son's case. But you tell him my son tomorrow he will be going to jail for 18 months. So I said to her, this is what you're going to do. You're going to ask for a continuance because you don't have your shit together. And my son is getting so mad because he said he saw on Lifetime, he was watching, not Lifetime, Special Victims Unit. Mother had took over her son's case, and then he ended up getting life in prison. So my son like, oh my God, you gonna send me to jail for life? I just had my baby, and he all upset. And I said, so, but this what you gonna do? You going to ask for a continuance. You going to investigate what the fuck this case is. You're going to give me a copy of everything that I said I want. And there will be an ADA advocate investigating all this shit. She said, well, I can talk this over with my boss. And I said, you're going to go in there tomorrow and ask for a continuance. We leave. The next morning we go to the court. She's talking to my son. Of course, I'm right there because my son ain't going to be y'all average nigga. So I'm sitting right there. And she said, well, so I was thinking we could really go with this. And I can convince the DA to do this. And I said, again, what you're going to convince is the judge and giving you a continuance, or I'm going to take over the case today. She went in there. She said exactly what the fuck I said to the judge. And the judge said, oh my. Yeah, let's continue this. We're going to continue it for 4 weeks so that all of this stuff can get taken care of. I am telling you this because I am not an attorney. I did not go to law school and get my degree. I read a uniform commercial code. I know what they can do and what they can't do. What you can't do is tell my motherfucking son, my Aboriginal son, that he's going to go to fuck the jail for no 18 months tomorrow and think that shit going to stand. That judge did exactly what I told that fucking lawyer to tell the judge to do. She did it. If we are wrong about these uniform codes, how did that work? How? Right. You have to start taking control of your estate. Your estate. Your estate. Your name is your estate. Your children is your estate. Yes, the fucking codes is all. The codes is all. You can get out of anything with a fucking code. And remember what I'm telling y'all. Every charge is a taxable event. Every charge. The flesh is not supposed to be behind bars because the only person with jurisdiction over the flesh is God. I don't give a shit what your religion is. Whatever your God is that's the only person that has jurisdiction over your vessel, which is your flesh. Okay? So that's the first thing you want to go to court. You want to ask them. Let me see if I wrote this down. I'm not a lawyer. Maybe it's I think it's on my phone. So anyway, you want to question their jurisdiction. So you're gonna have to do your research and find out what that code is. But you question their jurisdiction. Okay, that's the most important thing when you go to court. I think that's my husband coming. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, make sure you question the jurisdiction. Also, so that's one case I'm working on. I am coming across racketeering with my other case, the other case that I'm doing with KeyBank. I am finding improprieties, jurisdiction misconduct, jurisdictional misconduct between the Denver Federal Court Judge Gallagher and KeyBank. So I called the court to find out what's going on with my case. I'm talking to the lady that answered the phone. I'm talking to the lady that answers the phone in the clerk's office. She says, there's no movement on the case. I said, well, the time is up for the lawyer to respond. She said, well, there's not been service to the lawyer, so his time hasn't started ticking yet. So I said to her, now, how can the lawyer have not been served notice if the lawyer responded to my claim by saying, I'm the lawyer for KeyBank? I asked her, how exactly would the lawyer know who I am if nobody told him that I was suing KeyBank? She said, oh no, he was unofficially notified. I said, unofficially notified. He was unofficially. I said, how can somebody be unofficially notified who's a Fortune 500 company and has the means to investigate, fabricate, and harm me in advance with advance notice? I would just want to know, how do you unofficially tell somebody that they're being sued, but not officially tell somebody that they're being sued? And she said, I don't know how that could happen. She actually said, And I'm just building my case. and they're trying me. They're trying to wipe my phone's memories and shit. But there's things that I do that it don't matter. I still got all these recordings. I record everything. I could prove everything I'm saying. So I got the clerk. I have 2 different clerks telling me that the lawyer was unofficially notified about my case. That puts my life in danger. If I'm suing a fucking bank for embezzlement, you giving them a heads up, but not giving me a heads up that they got a heads up, that shit sound like racketeering. So now I put in an affidavit of service stating that I served notice to everybody in the lawsuit. And they said they put it into the record, my affidavit of service. And then under that shit, the judge writes, the judge who's too busy to serve any of the parties, any of the defendant, he's too busy to even look at my case. But he puts into this docket, this motion or whatever, defendants does not have a deadline on when to answer. Listen to what I'm saying. The defendants does not have a deadline to answer.
Never realized they need one.
Shit, now we know.
Yep.
We was just at Walmart yesterday.
We are still building it. That's why I said, like, people coming over, like, how much you come over? You didn't tell me. You didn't say nothing about that. You should say about what.
Look, the kids are going to be here Sunday. That's just what it is.
This ain't not really
all right. Anyway, sorry. I told you I was going to be walking in soon. So anyway, what? But don't mess up my thought process. I'm doing the video. What is it that you need? What didn't I do? What is it? What is it? I'm not dirty. I am working. That's my legal office right there. That's my artistic craft office in the middle. And then the back is where I do all my artifacts. What's dirty about that? Listen, you got your work you do out in the field. Don't come up in the office with that shit. Yo, he always talking shit. Y'all got to see how my brain is, though. I really, really, really am messy. Just don't mess up the legal part, though. I don't know what you was over there looking for. What do you need?
Cleanliness.
Well, that's why you got your own personal room for that shit. So go be clean in there. Anyway, so that was going on with the Denver case. So I'm just following motions. I'm watching a judge do dirty shit. I'm seeing the racketeering, and now I just got to take different steps now. So that's one. I meant two. The third thing that I'm trying to work on right now is there's something fishy going on with this apartment I live in. Like my address is not an address. Like I'm not trying to be the fuck funny. My address won't come up. It comes up in an alternate way. Like, okay, so say I live on Green Street. You can't say Green Street. You got to say Brown Street. Brown Street is where she lived. But I'm on Green Street. Even though and Brown Street is the next street over. It's a legitimate street.
Right.
It's a fucking legitimate street. Not the one that I live on. When we came to look at this apartment, the lady said, this part is tribal land, so we can't build right here. So I was like obsessed with moving into this place. And it was like 3 months had went past before I actually even moved in here. And I still got the exact apartment that I needed so that I could be right next to this tribal land. So on this tribal land is this pipe. And I'm asking my husband, what's that? He said it's the septic tank. So if you can't build on tribal land and you build a septic tank on it, that's building on tribal land. Now, when I read my lease says it's an addendum. Babe, what is the word? Addendum. It's an addendum in there, and it says at any given moment, if we say you have to leave immediately, and you will be given back your security deposit immediately, not the 30 days allowed. Now I'm starting to think, this is tribal land. You can't build on one spot and then 2 inches leave on the other spot and say that's tribal land. That's another thing that made me suspicious. There's no way in hell just that hill is tribal land. How can just a hill be tribal land? And then everything around it is not. So my gut is not letting me fucking let this go. So there's the post office that refused to say that I live on Green Street. The post office is saying I live on Brown Street. The zip code, you can't put the actual zip code I live in. You got to put a different zip code. That's the post office, the property manager. Who else is involved in this shit? Whoever the building fucking people is. The tribal people that own this land is just not arguing with them. That's why they said at any given moment, if we say you have to go, you gotta go. So it takes one descendant to make a claim. That's all the fuck it takes. So I just gotta keep on letting that energy come in, that information come in. But there's no way in hell I'm literally sitting in the living room of Green Street, but Green Street don't exist. Or Brown Street. What street am I on? I done fucking forgot. I'm confusing myself. Anyway, so we have that situation. I learned that I'm gonna give y'all a free nod, a free heads up. This is what I just learned. Now you gotta do your own research. Remember, I got slow syndrome, so everything that I fucking read and understand could be completely wrong. So you better check your balances. Now, what I learned is, if you're ever being evicted and you go to court and a property manager is there with the lawyer, the property manager, if the property manager is there with the lawyer, you can ask for the judge to not allow the lease into record. The lease you have to be brought up on charges by the person that you harmed. Babe, I said that right? By the person or entity that you harmed. A representative cannot, under any circumstances, charge you with a crime that was not done against them. Now, I know y'all not even going to take this as far as this need to go, but you really need to think about that fucking DA. See, I can't think small like most people. I won't just stick with that one portion that I'm going after when there's all this other information coming around. If legally the only person that can bring you up on any kind of commercial or criminal charges is the person that was involved in the incident, then how the fuck are y'all being sued and brought up on charges by a district attorney? Now you got to do your own research. I'm not telling you nothing else. It's all about tribal land. Yep, exactly. So what you could do is challenge the legality of the jurisdiction of the property manager. She wouldn't have any jurisdiction because it's not her building. This money is not coming out of her trust fund for her family. It's not coming out of her pocket. She's not being made homeless because of it. This is not harming her in any way, shape, or form. The second thing is, I think I already said that. I got confused because he came in here. But always remember that your flesh, your body, the only person that has jurisdiction over that is God. So when you question the jurisdiction of the court, if you're in an eviction, the judge have to throw it out because they don't have jurisdiction over your flesh, only your corporation, only your straw man, only the name, the bonds, the birth certificate, and the social security number. You are not that. You're just the only authorized person to intervene. Some shit, I forgot. Look it up. But you do that, and that'll help you out. That's not all you got to do. You got to do a lot more. So you have to research. You got to read these laws. But I'm just buying my time for this apartment complex because I think I can get them on the strength that this is tribal land and they don't have authority. So I'm working on those 3 cases right now. And I'm still a beast in the shop making my fucking weapons. I'm still doing that. So that's pretty much all that's been going on with me. And my husband is just back in his matrix working. He looked at me the day before we had that big ass fight where I left him and went to the shelter. He looked at me and said, I'm going to get you off this street. And he did it. Babe, take your shoes off over there. Ah. Yeah, we're going to have to get one for the in and out. All right. You ready for me to make you something to eat? Okay. What I ate for dinner.
You ate dinner? You ate last night's dinner for breakfast?
Yeah.
Is there any more?
No, nigga. I fucked that shit up.
Normally I'll be like, Miguel is very,
Oh no, it's not gonna be no problems with that address. I put that address the way they want the address. So you can send us the stuff. I appreciate you, Dwayne. I can't wait to feel the energy from it. Dwayne made us some gifts with the stuff, some stuff that he put together from the earth and the redwood forest dirt. I sent them. I can't wait to feel that shit. So yeah, anyway, yeah, Dwayne, you can send us that address that I gave. But yeah, I think other than the fact that I'm getting my husband's superpowers and now my husband has mine, I don't know what's up with that. How did they transfer? But I don't know if y'all experiencing that with your spouse, let me know. Because again, ain't no book for this shit. This is just what you're experiencing. So I hope everybody is doing well. I'm signing off. Boom.